I think this is going. I think it's happening. I think we're doing a live stream. You know, at a certain point, you think maybe I would figure this out or master it, but no. The fact of the matter is, I fly by the seat of my pants, which you know, it's summer, so I guess shorts. Fly by the yeah. Oh, God, that joke was funny in my mind. I gotta learn how to self-adjust that. So, anyways, yeah, I've been trying to make a little more content on the channel. I'm sort of a lagging indicator at this point where it comes to things I should be watching or should be playing. I've been so busy acquiring old physical media and just watching that on my 4K player on the home projector that I'm not that interested in watching, well, essentially anything new. Like, I just don't do it. So I don't know what to say. I did buy the 4K of Alligator, the 1980 Robert Forster movie. That was pretty good. But I ran into sort of a similar problem I did when I bought the Hong Kong gangster epics. There's just no accounting for the fact that they were filmed on film is pretty good, but the audio is essentially like mono or stereo, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't work as well as you hoped it would. So this is a lot of fun. Recently, I just put the review up on the channel of Spider Noir. I highly recommend that. I had a real lot of fun watching it, and it just so happens that it sort of hit in the timeline with my doing the pulp, like just watching The Shadow. I mean, we watched The Shadow, my father and I, 3-4 weeks ago. So, and you're probably saying, oh, maybe knowing it was coming out was going to impact your decision to watch it. And, God, I just don't think that's true. I mean, it might be true. I mean, there's some part of the lizard brain that happens, but I just don't recall it happening in that fashion. But then again, who really knows what impacts us? In terms of, gaming, I recently just beat Pragmata finally. I know I'm a lagging indicator on that one. Like I said, these things happen. But I really enjoyed Pragmata. I do think, and spoilers for anyone who has not played Pragmata, it's not that deep a game. It's just a very satisfying game, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that quite a bit. But the thing about it is, excuse me a moment, your main character that you play as, Hugh, he, Pragmata really enjoyed you. What? Who's that Russian comedian? It's like, in Soviet Russia, Pragmata enjoys you. Thanks, Tainted. Oh, sorry I didn't come over for the fight. I obviously was in no condition to drive, and I decided, even though I could essentially ride a bicycle downhill to get to your place, I just didn't think it was worth it. And then, yeah, it just didn't. I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. But Pragmata, so this is one of the things I wanted to talk about. I really enjoyed Pragmata. I enjoyed the gameplay. I know it's repetitive, but the game only takes about 15 hours to beat. So, I mean, you can sit for 15 hours of repetition. Yeah, understandable. Thank you, man. There's a reason we've been friends for, oh, God, a long time. But, apologies to you. I'll take you off the I think you meant to say manifesto, but yet again, your inability to spell words has led to a weird inability to communicate. I said inability twice. That's grammatically my fault. But, so, what was I originally talking about? Oh, Pragmata. So the ending of Pragmata, right? It's a Capcom game. And so what happens at the end of... Uh-oh. Did that thing just... I forgot to reset the camera, so now it's on AI mode and it's trying to track me. I'm like, you don't have to track me, robot. But like I said, I never set it up, so it's gonna chase me. It's gonna chase me, and I gotta stop using my hands. Because it will chase me. But the thing about Pragmata that I really enjoyed, right, was of course the same thing everybody enjoyed, was the Hugh and Diana stuff. Like that was that found family, and then him knowing he was gonna die. You know, you get that like the final, like, yeah, spoilers for Pragmata, but I think, and I know there's a secret ending where it's like maybe Hugh's alive, and I'm like, that's less interesting than if he somehow bonds with the like dead filament. And I think, and this is just me speaking about Pragmata, I think if you do Pragmata 2, what you have to do is have Diana on Earth find a female lead who takes her to the moon, and you fight your way to save Hugh, right? And then you do Pragmata 3, where Hugh, Diana, an unnamed female protagonist, they all fight to stop the resurrected Itis and 8, like Idate or whatever you're going to call it, right? And then they beat that, and they all end up on Earth, and you have like a found family where like Hugh, new female protagonist, and Diana, and they all live together, and they all just stare off into the sunset on the beach. Because remember, at the end of this one, there's one set of footprints, so the finale should be 3 sets of footprints. And that's what I think. That's how I would write it. I mean, like, but what do I know? I'm a drunk who barely knows how to use his cameras here. Doesn't even have friends, really. I mean, I have forgiving friends, the friends I have, but that's what I would write. That's what I would write. First game, Hugh, sacrifice, out. Second game, Diana convinces somebody to take her back to the moon to save Hugh. You save Hugh. 3, big boss. You have all 3 of them coming together. They go back to Earth and they do all the things Hugh and Diana said they were going to do. It was a good game. I really liked it. I really don't have any negatives about. I mean, it is repetitive, but like it's only 15 hours, so it's not that repetitive. You know, it's still a lot of fun. Still really enjoyed it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna play next. I'm currently playing a couple other games. I just started a game this morning called Space Haven, which is like a pretty good spaceship sim kind of game. Like you have to take into like you have to make sure you maintain oxygen and carbon dioxide balances, temperature, like all these things, and it seems really daunting. But once you get into it, it's pretty satisfying. It's essentially like a city builder, and I like it. It's not as good as my previous favorite city builders. Like I really enjoyed, what was it? Airbound Kingdom. I didn't play Airbound Empire, but I did play Airbound Kingdom, which I thought was pretty good. I didn't play the second one, and I want to, but I'll get to it at a certain point. But I also really, really enjoyed, I don't know if anyone's played this one, Against the Storm. That was an incredibly good one. Against the Storm is a really fun game because it essentially resets after a certain amount of time. And, yeah, just absolutely. Look at this. Look at this. This thing just keeps moving on me. Apologies if anyone is trying to watch this while driving. You certainly have motion sickness. But it's... I don't even know how to get into the camera to stop it from doing this at this point. It just keeps wanting to adjust. So take a look. I'll leave it here. I think it's going to move. It might move. I don't know. Can't trust the robots. Can't... See? Look, it is. It is following me. I'm going to have to Google how to turn this camera off from doing that. Or maybe I can do it now. Let's find out together. By that I mean only Configure video. Auto, yeah. Doesn't have any autos on any of that stuff, so why is it doing it? Whatever. Guess it's not that big a deal. Bothers me a little bit. I get obsessed about some of those things. Yeah. Ugh, it's gonna drive me nuts. But there we are. Anyways. Well, it doesn't matter. I say it doesn't matter, but I'm doing a really poor job of selling it. It's a good thing I'm not an actor. What else have I been doing? I don't know. I haven't really been doing that much. So I'm not sure there's a whole lot to do on this catch up. I wanted, like I said, I kind of want to produce more content, but also I don't really care. Like, I know it sounds like such a callous thing to do, but like, it's supposed to be fun. Like, I don't make money off it, so it's not really my job. So it's just, I've been enjoying watching the movies I can buy on physical media. I've been having a good time doing that. I'm going to keep doing that. I actually, quite a few months ago, I bought a physical copy of Lawrence of Arabia, and I must say, to my great shame, I've never seen it. So I am going to, at some point here, watch the Lawrence of Arabia on 4K. I heard it was pretty good. I'm a little concerned that my projector may die at some point because I've had it for 6 years and we use it a lot. I mean, I used it today to watch HD. Here's something I can talk about. I know nobody's listening at this point, but this matters to me and probably to no one else. I just watched the most recent season of Rock the Block. And I love Rock the Block. Well, I don't love Rock the Block, but I watch Rock the Block because I love HGTV and Food Network and stuff like that. I love those shows. This season of Rock the Block pissed me off, and pardon my French, it pissed me off. It absolutely pissed me off. There was one team who I thought was like, this is the weakest team I've ever seen in one of these seasons. They're so bad at this. None of this stuff makes sense to me. They're combining like tile and fabric, and you can make that work, but you can't just like, oh, dude, they put fabric down a hallway. It was right. I forgot that this thing was going to chase me. But like, it's terrible. I just didn't like it. I absolutely, wait, can I bring it down? Can I bring it? Can I make this? Can I bring this down? It doesn't matter. But, terrible. Absolutely terrible. I was sitting in the garage, right? I had just listened to the new I Built the Sky album, which I enjoyed, and I recommend. But, Rock the Block just really let me down. I didn't like it. It felt producer note driven, and I don't like shows that I watch where they're producer note driven. So, I don't know. A little bit of a pass, but like this season at least had me interested. There's some pretty cool design stuff, which I know sounds like, what the hell are you talking about, Derek? Nobody comes on your channel to listen to you talk about HGTV. Well, maybe that's a failure on my end. Maybe I should talk about how much HGTV and Food Network I watch. But yeah, probably not. Well, trying to do keep it going kind of thing. There's, Tainted left, so I have 0 people watching, but whatever. Kind of trying to figure out also what kind of games I should play. Like, I love playing video games, but I'm really bad. I feel like I'm not fun to watch playing video games. Like, I'm the guy who plays a Final Fantasy game and I hug the wall trying to find out if there's a secret potion in there. And like, this game is supposed to take you 40 hours. Why'd it take you 60? Oh, he's still here. Uh-oh. God, you see that? I just moved my hand and the whole camera goes. All right, well, in that case, Tainted, you're in the comments. What'd you think about that Ronda Rousey Gina Carano fight? What'd you think about that? And now I'll wait for the lagging indicator that is a response. What I gotta do is I gotta get Tainted over, and we gotta play like simple arcade games because he's really good at it. And I say like, oh, he's really good at it. No, I'm pretty good at him, right? Like the first time he made me play Cuphead, I did okay. I had a barely understood what the mechanics were, but then like I was like, oh, let's play like Contra 3, and he's like, oh, I've beat it 3 times this year, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I go fuck myself then, you know, kind of mentality. But he's good at him. He's really good at him. I'm surprised you don't have like a retro gaming channel at this point, buddy, because like I said, you're good at him, you know. What I gotta do is I gotta do a Derek Does Dreamcast kind of thing, because Sega Dreamcast was such a pivotal moment in my life. And I remember I couldn't buy one at GameStop. They were like, you did not pre-order one? And I was like, no. And they're like, well, then you're not going to get one. And I looked at my father, and I'd spent all summer of 1999 working for my grandfather's general contracting business, right? And I had all this money just burning a hole in my pocket. And I went to GameStop and I was like, I'd like to buy a Dreamcast. And they're like, fuck off, you didn't pre-order one. So I was like, oh, man. So I look at my father, I'm like, well, I guess we better go home. And he's like, no, we're going to Sears. I'm like, Sears? Why Sears? And he goes, oh, Derek, they're like, they get all the stuff. I was like, all right, let's do it. So we went to Sears, and I was like, I'd like to buy a Sega Dreamcast. And I'm like, sure. And I was like, I'd like to buy 3 more controllers. And they were like, absolutely. Anything else? I was like, I'd like to buy 2 more games. And they're like, absolutely. I was like, and I would like to buy more the VMUs. And they're like, you got it. Anything else? And I was like, I'm buying everything I want in one sitting here. So yeah, I'm good. Thank you. And the next day, right, because we went home and we set up to the TV and we played NFL 2K, and then I also played Blue Stinger, which, oh my God, Blue Stinger. I love survival horror games. I love cheese. Blue Stinger, perfect. Perfect for cheese and survival horror. So stupid. Dinosaur Island off the Yucatan Peninsula, oh, amazing. With the Nephilim, oh, absolutely amazing. So I played that for, a long time. And then next morning I wake up and my dad's like, come on, we're going to, and get this, Ames. We're going to Ames. And I was like, sounds good. We can buy Ready to Rumble boxing. He's like, no, son. We are buying Sonic Adventure. I was like, yeah, okay, I don't care. I'm not paying for it. What do I care? Oh my goodness. We brought Sonic Adventure home, and I was like, Dad, this was a good call. He's like, shut up and play it. Kind of mentality. And then I had a little bit more money because, like I said, I spent all summer just sitting there with that money in my pocket. And we ended up going to GameStop, and I was like, I'd like to pick up Soul Calibur. And they're like, we're sold out. Sold out of Soul Calibur. And this one dude was like, I was about to sell it to them for credit, like $30 credit. Shit, I'll give it to you for $30 cash. And the guy behind the counter was like, well, you're not supposed to say that in front of us, but do it. So my dad's like, okay. So he handed him $30. We thought we were going to spend 60 or 50 or whatever the fudge it was. And we ended up picking it up from this dude for like $30. And I played the hell out of Soul Calibur. I friggin' loved Soul Calibur. It's one of the greatest. To this day, Soul Calibur is my favorite fighting franchise. And why is the camera moving? Oh yeah, picked up my shoulder. But I remember going to my buddy Joe's house, and we were in this fight. First one to hit 100 wins, and I'm not even kidding. It ended up being 98 to 100, and it was so tight. It was so tight. My favorite Soul Calibur character, Astaroth. Friggin' love Astaroth. He's so... I usually play fast characters in fighting games, so Astaroth was the first time I ever played a character who was, like more lumberous, and you really had to like make sure your timing is right, because otherwise you're not doing anything. So, yeah, no, I had a great time with that one, man. And like I said, if we could get more Dreamcast games, I would absolutely love that. I would love it if we could get Toy Commander back. Toy Commander was one of my favorite, I loved Toy Commander. Anybody else remember Toy Commander? Toy Commander was amazing. You could drive on the floor, up and down the stairs. They had some great missions. And the whole thing felt like it was just like kids playing with toys. It was so good. I would love it. Love it if we could get a Dreamcast like mini or something like that. I love the Dreamcast. I mean, I'm not just saying it. Hold on a second. Let me reach off camera. I'm pretty sure I've done this before, but let me do it again. Here is my Hallmark Dreamcast. It's not just the box. My Dreamcast keepsake, right? Here we go. Will it pick up on it? It doesn't matter. All right, I'm not going to let it play the whole time, but it was really loud for me. I don't know how the microphone picked it up. God, I hope it wasn't like super aggressively loud. But yeah, I freaking love the Dreamcast, man. And I think one of the reasons I love the Dreamcast so much is because I bought it myself. Well, I say bought it myself. I worked for a family business, so I guess that money was coming in at one way or the other. But I earned it. It wasn't like a gift. It wasn't something... I have 2 younger brothers, so it wasn't something we had to share. And so I really liked it. And then it was my choice to share it with my brothers. And if you listen to them, I'm wondering if they think I was like, oh, let's play this. I think, it was like growing up, multiplayer was such a big, important part of every game we played. We didn't really have a PC. I mean, we had a computer, but it was for homework. And I was like, oh my God, it can play Max Payne. Oh my God, it can play Unreal Tournament. Oh my God, I can take it online. Stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun back in the day. I don't know if we're ever going to see the like of that kind of sitting across from each other. And I don't want to make it sound like I was great at everything. I was pretty good at most of those games. Hand-eye coordination, spatial awareness. I kind of excelled in that stuff. But I will say, the one time I had to put my money where my mouth was, our high school did a lock-in, right? Like a lock-in. And we brought a TV, we brought a GameCube, and we were playing Smash Brothers. And my brother made me look like I had no idea what I was doing. So in front of all of our friends, who already know I'm pretty good at the game, but now it's in front of not just all of our friends, but everybody else who was like, what are those nerds doing over there, right? They saw me get whooped by Dr. Mario. It was insane. Messenger. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, but like my brother with his Dr. Mario, the Mario cape. Is this real, Lance? I mean, Tainted? It's too late. I already mentioned your name. Is this real? Is this in your house right now? Is this a thing you own? Why would you... Put it in the chat. Is it true? You have this? Oh my God. Well, that's a hell of a thing. This is a... So, spoiler alert, he owns a copy of Toy Commander. I don't know why he thought to keep it private. Holy crap. It's not like I said he lived at 123 Fake Avenue. You know, I didn't dox him. That being said, though, there's a good chance that he'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be in his house playing Toy Commander. Remember that chapter in Toy Commander where you have to fight the Godzilla monster who's in the bunny costume because it was like part of your sister's toys invaded your room and you have to fight it off? Oh my goodness. I love Toy Commander. I honestly, the fact that that is one of those most forgotten franchises that, honestly, at this point, I guess it was like Roblox, kind of the natural extension of Toy Commander, where it's like put your toys in the room and do whatever. I don't know. It was different back in 1999. Space Channel 5. Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. So rhythm action games and I actually have a really sour relationship. Because I have a friend named Brian. I won't go further than that because he would hate it if I mentioned his name. But he and I were playing this game called Taiko Drum Master, right? Or I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but Taiko, you know, like the Japanese big, like, boom, 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 drums, right? And it had 4 points of impact. Outside left, inside right, outside right. And they were based on blue and red hit zones. And we were playing it. And he all of a sudden goes, "Hey, Derek, it doesn't really care what zone you hit as long as you hit one of them." And he just started hitting center zone and outside zone at the same time. And it would just pick it up. I was like, "Brian, I've been playing this game for like 6 months. And I've been trying to keep it accurate." And he just beat it. Just like that. And I was like, "You've ruined it for me, old sport. You've absolutely ruined it for me." So, like, rhythm action games, I just sort of stopped doing. Until we hit, like, Guitar Hero. You know, like something like that. Because I bought Donkey Konga. You know, I bought all those things. What was that? Silent Scope? You remember Silent Scope on Xbox? I bought the Silent Scope Xbox home version for, like, at that point, it was like $80 or something. It was expensive. And it was the laziest version you could ever see. It had like an infrared sensor. So when you put your cheek against it, Donkey Konga. Funny story about Donkey Konga, and this is true, Lance, is that I bought it, and my family and I, we do Christmas on Christmas Eve. Right? So we can all just wake up on Christmas Day and not worry about anything. Well, my brothers and I, we wake up, it's like 7 o'clock, right? Which is, you know, a reasonable time to wake up on Christmas Day. And we're just hearing boom, 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 or like pow, pow, pow. And we're like, what the heck is going on? My parents had set up Donkey Konga by themselves. And, well, now that I'm a grown-up, I'm thinking they probably Irished up their coffee a bit. And they just were playing Donkey Konga. I was like, okay, I guess that's what's happening. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff there. Oh, man, those rhythm action games. I know they're probably never going to bring back something like Rock Band because of the music licensing issues. But, man, wasn't that a great time? You have 2 bongos and the first game. Why don't you have a retro gaming channel? I mean, honestly. I mean, this is like, you got to be doing that. Buddy, you got all the toys. Do the retro stuff. Is there a new Guitar Hero coming out this year? I haven't heard about that. Can I play the drums? Because I have tried to learn to play real guitar in real life, and let me tell you something, I am not good at it. Absolutely not good at it. But I'm pretty decent at drums. The Rock Band drums actually train you to play real drums accurately. I remember I was at my friend's house. God dang, I am old. Drums are coming too? Is that real? I would love that. The only time I could ever convince anybody to hang out with me was when I was hosting Rock Band or karaoke. No, it's not true. But yeah, is that real? Is that a real thing? That's something we can do? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Drums are coming too. Fascinating. I gotta say, I am appreciative of the fact that like a lot of these Dreamcast games are now making their way to like PlayStation and Steam. Like I have like Power Stone, I have Shenmue, I have both Sonic Adventures. Give us crappy graphics. Oh. You mean to say the new Guitar Hero has like 360 graphics? Is this an official game, or is this like, you know how like, oh, Twilight Princess is finally coming to PC, but it turns out it's like fan effort and not officially supported. I don't really know. I am sorry for not coming over for the fight, Lance. I should have, but like I said, wouldn't have been responsible enough for me to drive. Red Octane, didn't they make some of the instruments back in the day? I could be remembering things incorrectly, but I thought Red Octane was one of the third parties before. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but didn't Mad Catz buy up all the rights to make sure nobody could make third-party instruments anymore? Which is why these, God, what's that game where it's like you fall from the sky and you do pew, 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 and you have to survive for a fortnight? Oh, Fortnite. No, they made the original games. I thought Red Octane. I'm not sure if Red Octane was in the original. It was Harmonix, and I think Red Octane made some of the instruments. But you might be right. You might be right on the coding side of it, which is probably why, if they were on the coding side of it, they would have been a part of the instruments, because you want them to have the handshake and be one-to-one. But I don't really know. I never really paid that much. I know. Google it. Says so. I'll trust you. Will I trust AI? Probably not, though. AI can, AI will quote itself, and if it doesn't know the answer, it will lie. We should not trust it. I mean, just in general. Plus, I'm a child of the late 80s, early 90s. Skynet. I'm not doing that. I'm not trusting a robot who says trust me and then launches nukes. Which I know is like the most cliche answer you can possibly have. But, you do what you do. So, Lance, I've been buying 4Ks of just any movie that's on sale, essentially. I've been trying to build my physical media collection, which I know is something you've never stopped doing. I've seen your game room. It's incredible. One of the most incredible. You should be, like I said, you should have a gaming channel. You should have a gaming channel. Retro, current, all that stuff. You should be having one of those. You have an incredible room full of gaming. Absolutely. One of the best. I mean, honestly, one of the best. Published by Red Octane. Now, do you think they said published by Red Octane because you knew that they were publishing the instruments? Or, you know what? I'm just spitballing here. I believe you. I believe you. You got to do your own gaming channel. Like, honestly, when I game, I'm very boring. I wish I were more satisfying to watch, but I'm like one of those guys. Like I said, I hug the corners. I hug the walls. When you watch me play a Final Fantasy game, I am just using the corners. XXXXXX. Oh. Potion. XXXXX. Oh. Phoenix down. XXXX. It's like, Derek, leave the room. No. There's probably stuff in there. Did you get my 4K copies? No. You know what? The problem was 4K is not a big enough disc. They would have to exclude God. And if I can't buy a disc that has time for God. Solo. Oh my God. Yeah. You know what? God, that was so much fun. That was so much fun. I don't know if I hate to mention it, but Lance one time did call me over and he's like, "You got to watch this movie with me." The director was, well, I believe he was murdered because of the movie. And he's like, I guess it's pretty bad. We watched it. It's not like offensively bad in the way traditionally things are like bad, but it is like gross in a way that they want it to be. Like they intend every sequence to be gross. Like, so like Ian and I are watching, I'm like, why are they doing this? And then you have a character do like a monologue. It's like, well, this happened to me when I was a young warthog, essentially. Imagine if Lion King was full of poop eating. That's Sallow is if the Lion King was full of poop eating. And also fascist Italy. So, not at all related. But that was a heck of a thing. That was a heck of a thing. I'm trying to think, what was arguably my favorite horrible movie you and I have watched? We've watched a lot of horrible movies, so it gets a little narratively dense. God, what was tell you what, like you were saying, we definitely have to watch the new Resident Evil movie, the Zach Kreger Resident Evil movie, because I don't think it's going to be anything like Resident Evil. I think they're going to throw like a Raccoon City thing at the end and be like, see, it's Resident Evil. I don't know why it's so hard for them to make Resident Evil movies. I don't know why it's so difficult, right? A haunted mansion that turns out to be a biological warfare mansion. The end. Right? It's essentially, remember the first season of The Walking Dead? They're like, why are there zombies everywhere? And then they end up at the CDC. Well, just do that, but it's in one building. Like, that's it. It's not that difficult. And you know what? And I regret saying back in the day that I thought Zach Kreger would be the guy. Right? I really regret saying that because in Barbarian, the monstrous girl there is essentially, what's her name? From the GameCube remake, Laura. I think her name was Laura from the GameCube remake. It's like, only instead of trying to steal her family's skulls in some kind of occult basement, it's about breastfeeding a child. Well, I don't know. I will say this, I hate weapons. And I have been very vocal and vindicated if you listen to, here comes a plug, my brother's podcast. And yes, I know he's not the sole creative, but he's the only one who well, actually, that's not true. I talk to a couple of them on a daily basis. Well, not daily basis, but, from time to time. Reels of Justice. Now, if you want to listen to a bunch of nerds yell at each other, Reels of Justice is a good way to do it. You just got to remember the law, the courtroom drama is a shtick. So if you're like, objection, Your Honor, one of them will be like, Derek, it's not a real court. And I'll be like, cheerfully withdrawn. It's like, also not a real court. So, you deal with it. And that's how it is. Now, yes, I am shaming them a little bit because they refuse to do any other content. Well, Maynard and Dylan and I, we do trailer trash, but we haven't done trailer trashed in forever because, it just doesn't happen. Our timing is wrong. Our timing's off. So, do I want to do trailer trash without them? No, not really. But do I want to do trailer trash? Yes. So I'm kind of, like I said in the last one, I'm caught in a nexus here. I'm caught in a nexus. That's like an all point. No, I'm caught in the trap. I'm rambling a little bit, but I like doing trailer trash. I like having my friends over for a couple hours, and I like goofing off, and I like doing the green screen, and I like doing the editing, and it's fun. And yeah, I kind of miss it. Kind of miss it. Not that it's wholly dependent on them. Any other of my friends could come over and do it. I just don't have that many friends. Except this weirdo in the chat who keeps telling me that he owns more video games than I do. And god damn it, Lance, you do. I can't believe you own this many games. And now I'm hesitant to come over and play them because I don't want them to burn out and die because you can't replace them. But the fact that you have Toy Commander, I almost feel like we need to find a way to like set that up and record it. Who the hell is that weird chick, Izzy? She sounds like a girl who doesn't even like Heathers. And I don't know why I picked that specifically out of a hat. I don't wear hats. Izzy gets it, though. We did like a prototype of a live show where we did the... I still had... I think one of my most favorite things we've done was the Heathers on That's Bodacious. I thought that was a lot of fun. I thought we all just had a good back and forth. But what do I know? I'm a bear. I eat the heads off fish. Anybody know that reference? Probably not. I'm probably like one of only like a couple people who ever saw that movie. But that movie's called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and it stars Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer. Stalkers a lifestyle, and if she's caught, she will deny. Lance, you ever see Heathers with oh my god, there's so many people and I don't even know where to start. Winona Ryder, Christian Slater, the girl with the... What's her name? Oh, God, now I'm dying here. Dying on the vine. God, what is her name? The one with the weird eye. You know, Shannon Doherty? Is that her? Is that her? I could be wrong. What do I know? I barely know anything. I'd like to say I get by on my looks, but we all know that's not true. I get by on my acerbic wit. I hope. Somebody's like shooting a gun or fireworks outside my window. I'm not sure it's coming through, but it is. It's just like, I'm like, Anyways, maybe this will end up in a Netflix documentary. And so the dude was live streaming while his neighbor was gunning down his family. And they'll cut to me. I'm like, they knew I was live streaming? I'll just be such a shitheel about it. Of course, because how can you not? Oh, man. What else do we have to talk about? I mean, I don't want to spoil Spider Noir because I feel like if anybody's watched this, it's probably you, Lance. Izzy, have you watched Spider Noir? No? Okay. Well, I won't spoil it. Do you like Nick Cage is the real question. And do you like Brendan Gleeson? I can't believe it. Izzy, I believe you're probably too busy. But Lance. For like a year straight, all we did every time we hung out was watch Nick Cage movies. And you're telling me you haven't watched Nick Cage be Spider-Man? Well, I mean, I also don't blame you. I mean, like, you know, life moves pretty fast, Ferris Bueller. But I think you're really going to like it. I think you're absolutely going to like it. I think both of you are going to like it because... Does she like charcuterie? Does Izzy like charcuterie? I don't know. Izzy, do you like charcuterie? I think everybody likes charcuterie. You know what? I feel like confident enough to answer that everybody likes charcuterie. Cage-cuterie, cagery, What did you call it when we were hanging out and watching Nick Cage movies every time we go chicagery or something? Absolute nonsense. But it's good. I mean, like, Spider Noir is real good. And I mean, like, I don't mean good in, like, the casual mean. Cage and charcuterie, that's what it was. Thank you, Lance. It's good. I mean, it's good just in generally good. And they have a plot point for why Nicolas Cage is acting so over the top. Because you're probably like, this is too much. Well, he explains why at a later point. And it's actually, it plays into the narrative, not just for his character, but also that it sort of explains why some of the villains act the way they do. Like, I don't want to give anything away because part of the fun is just exploring it and watching it. It's good. I really liked it. But like I said, I've been partial to like pulp and noir lately. Like The Shadow, The Phantom, The Rocketeer. Hey, Disney. I know Disney pays close attention to my channel, so that's why I'm calling them out specifically. But hey, Disney, get off your lazy ass and give me a 4K of The Rocketeer for fuck's sake. The Rocketeer is one of my favorite movies. Now, is it one of the best movies? No, but that's not what I said. I said it's one of my favorite movies because it was so pulpy. And also that James Horner score at the beginning when like they open the thing. So great. So, and also they have a fight on a flaming Zeppelin with an Errol Flynn-esque Nazi portrayed by Timothy Dalton. What? How can you not love it? It's one of the best. I freaking love that movie. And yeah, I can't own it on 4K, even though that Disney's got the 4K on Disney Plus. I think we all know it's just a pan and scan. It's not actually, they didn't actually scan it from the film, and you can tell the difference. Starship Troopers, I bought the 4K of it. They clearly ran the film through it. Absolutely high definition 4K. It looks great. They did a 7.1 surround sound mix. It's absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend it if you have a 4K player and a 4K TV and then a 7.1 surround sound. One of the best. Now, you know what's interesting, and I've probably mentioned this in the past, is that the Blu-rays of Star Trek The Next Generation, they're mastered in 7.1 surround sound, which is bonkers because these things are like 15, 20 years old at this point? And they had them done in 7.1? That's not... Nobody else was doing that. It's incredible, though, to listen to the Next Generation theme song in, 7.1. Pretty good. Also, it's just a really good show. And, absolutely defined what I love about science fiction. I like the philosophy of science fiction more than I like shoot lasers. That being said, though, Babylon 5 has a lot of shoot lasers and also philosophy. But it's the philosophy of science fiction that gets me. Time to wet my whistle. I'll take questions from the only two people who are here. If you have anything else you want me to say. Hear me to say. Oof, grammar. Sometimes my strong point, sometimes not. Well, that's a hell of a double whammy. What you drinking? What are you drinking? Well, only one of them is grammatically correct, Izzy, unfortunately. What you drinking? It's I can actually show you. I can show you this. It is. What were you drinking? Were implies that it stopped, Izzy. It's an ant. Oh my god. It's like the thing does a mirrored effect. I type like I talk, fight me. No. How do I? It's like a mirrored thing. I'm having a hard time here because it's like mirrored but not mirrored. But anyways, it's Sam Adams Summer Ale. because it's not that expensive. Fight you. I would never fight you. Do you have any idea how expensive it would be for me to fly out and fight you? Take a look at my clothes. I don't have money. But yeah, no, it's Sam Adams. And I know... I mean, Lance, you're on your whole sobriety thing, so I mean that's incredible. I applaud you. It should be noted, Lance, big. You'd lose to the Texas heat alone. Wait, you're in Texas? Actually, now that I think about it, I have very little understanding of you, where you live or what you do. I just know that you like the movie Heathers, and that you made me buy the movie Gothic. Well, you didn't make me buy it, but I did buy Gothic. Now, I haven't watched it, but I own it, and it's sitting there in the other room. I will have to watch it at some point. Well, I don't have to, but I choose to. And like we said, we'll do that episode of your podcast about Gothic, but all the artwork on it, I'm like, oh my God. I got to make sure that nobody else can see me watch this movie. Like, I was like, this looks like a horn dog movie. But like with an A-list cast. So I'm like, well, now I'm really interested. So we'll have to check that out. I mean, Real Genius, awesome. Lance, Izzy has a podcast called That's Bodacious Dude. And the first one we did was about Real Genius, the Val Kilmer movie, which I think we can all agree is arguably, and I'd argue it, one of the greatest 80s movies of all time. And, as they say in the TV show Psych, which does comes up in the episode, is that inspires Sean Spencer from Psych. Sean Spencer is essentially a extension of Chris from Real Genius, you know, the Val Kilmer character. And actually, they make fun of him a couple times, like, throughout it. It's absolutely good. Real Genius is such a good movie. So to prepare for it, I watched it with my buddy at his house. He had never seen it. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, I said, I gotta. Right, because I was like trying to not hang out, admittedly. I was like, I'm just going to go home and hang out in my pajamas. And I was like, I gotta watch Real Genius. He's like, I've never seen it. Bring it over. I'm like, bring it over? Okay, so I just brought my laptop and we hooked it to his TV in the garage, and we had a couple beers and like had a cigar as we watched it. And he's like, I've never seen this movie. This is really good. I was like, yeah, it sure is. Lance, you've never seen Real Genius? You'd love it. If you've never seen Real Genius, it's exactly the type of movie right up your alley, bud. Right up your alley. Oh, you know what? I just bought that came in. Give me one moment. I'm going to step off camera for a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, no, the podcast you talked about. Oh, I was like, there's no way Lance hasn't seen Real Genius. Like, of course Lance has seen Real Genius. So I just bought a movie. Give me one moment. I'm going to walk off camera. I'm going to go pick it up from the other room, and I'll be right back. And I don't know if either of you have seen this, and considering, you're the only people in chat. Well, and also, like, not for nothing, we have similar interests. So, I mean, that's important, too. So I'll be right back. I'm going to grab this thing. Let me know if you have seen this movie. right, so have you guys, and I'm not sure if the camera's gonna, it's still wrapped. I don't know if it's gonna, tell you what, I'll unwrap it so we get a little bit less. Actually, will it show? It might show. Have you guys seen this? Nope. It's a little too... All right. Oh, God damn it. Did they change the way they like wrap like physical media? You just watched on AV? Oh, you were able to see it? You were able to see it? Is it good? Actually, you know what? It doesn't even matter. Don't tell me. All right. So less reflective stuff. Oh my God. Yeah, there it is. So this is a funny story about yeah, I missed the pull tabs too. They used to have the pull tabs, right? So it's not just me imagining that there were pull tabs. They used to have the pull tabs. All right, so interesting thing. Yeah, Mads is friggin' awesome. Also, so get this, Izzy. It's not just Mads. It's directed by Brian Fuller, the same guy who did the Hannibal TV show, right? So that Hannibal TV show, this is funny, and this is going to tie back into Psych, if you can believe it. So my brother Dylan, you know, God rest his smutty soul. He's not dead. I'm just praying for him in advance. Dylan saw that there was a Hannibal Lecter TV show, and he was like, I'm going to get on ground level. That way Derek can't recommend it to me. I'm going to recommend it to him. And the only reason he thought to do that, well, not the only reason, but one of the contributing factors was he had seen that episode of Psych where Lassiter sees the person who looks like, he's like, it was murder. And he was like, why would you say that, Lassiter? He's like, I don't know. Sean is always just screaming it's murder. And he's right. I want to get on the ground level. So Dylan watched like the first 2 episodes of Hannibal. And he's like, hey, Derek, this is going to be one of your favorite shows of all time. And I was like, I'll be the judge of that. And I was like, whoa, you're right. Especially season 1 and most of season 2. Season 3 of Hannibal, not that great. Admittedly, the whole Red Dragon adaptation, not my favorite. Not my favorite at all. But still pretty good. Yeah, and of course, Mads as Hannibal is epic. Absolutely epic. And I have watched so many Mads Mikkelsen movies. Did you ever see when he was in that Danish film Another Round about the high school teachers who get drunk at work? That was a weird one, but also really sad. Like really sad. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see Dust Bunny. Lance, do you think I'll like it? Yeah. Oh, I want to see what happened. Yeah, Another Round's pretty good. Yeah, it was fun. I believe you. I believe you. So, man, Lance, so you haven't watched Spider Noir yet, is what you're telling me. I could be remembering incorrectly on account of the Sam Adams. But, like, Spider Noir seems like exactly your, like, up your alley. Nick Cage doing Nick Cage as Spider-Man? Pretty good. You know what's frustrating is, like, so what happens on my end, right, is live. But then I see your guys' comments, and it's almost like a lagging indicator, but I don't know like what the lag is. So it's not real time. Mads Polar movie was awesome. Yo, Lance, that was awesome. Polar was real good and stylish, I might add, with like the black and white, and like that was the one with the eye patch. No, Izzy, honestly, it's just from my end, it seems like I say something and then I have to wait. But then I look up at the other screen, it's like, oh, I'm like 30 seconds behind. So like reacting to what you guys say versus when it shows up, I think it does seem like a little bit of a delay, and I'm not sure if that's just running through OBS or whatever. But yeah, Polar, that was great. That was a great movie. I really enjoyed that. No, you aren't. You're not doing that. Are you really? You know what? Normally I would say no, that's not true. But unfortunately, I've known you for a long time, and there is a good chance that you're doing that just to mess with me. So you may be onto something there. I don't believe it, but I sort of believe it. Tell you what. Yeah. If you can prove it, I will give you one of my limited edition $250 bills. I gotta stop that AI camera from following me. All right, so both of you sitting here, I gotta start actually moving on doing like the live show thing, right? Like there's no reason, I mean, you're both awake. There's no reason I couldn't just get both of you in and live stream this together and figure out how to run it through OBS. I got a Donnie. Yeah. Got a Donnie. Yeah. I don't want to get too political, but what is this? What is this Jill Biden's mea culpa kind of like? I thought he was having a stroke, so instead of rushing to protect him, she just let him stay on stage. It's like, oh my god, it would not be a thing if he weren't the sitting president. Like, this is important, people. I don't care what your partisan politics are. If you are believing that your husband, who is the sitting president of the United States, is mentally incapacitated at that moment, and you just sit back and you're like, we'll see how it shakes out. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? There are people in my life who sometimes when I stutter, like, he's mentally incapacitated, put him down. Right? I stumble on words all the time, and they're like, his brain's probably dead. Put him down. I can't believe that she had such an admission of guilt on it. And like I said, I'm not trying to be political, but he was the sitting president, and she admitted to his mental deficiency, and they're treating her like, wow, you were so brave to soldier forward. I don't like it. I don't like the optics. I don't like the optics that now that they're no longer in political favor, it's fine for her to be like, yeah, I knew something was wrong. What are you talking about? Ugh, bothers me. Also, like, not that I'm not married, but it would bother me that if I had a spouse, they'd be like, Derek, something's wrong with you, but I can make money off it, so we're going to keep moving forward. Like, I don't know. I just don't know. It's just, all sorts of it just kind of hits me in the, what's the common term? The ick. It hits me in the ick. Is that a thing? Is that still a thing? I don't know. I'm old, and I'm dying. Yep. Excuse me. All right. Now let's get down to brass tacks. What do you guys think about the Odyssey casting, right? Softball. Not controversial at all, right? The Odyssey casting. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Hmm? Hmm? Uno momento, por favor. So, I think the problem, right, with the Odyssey casting. Yeah, didn't even know it existed until recently. I mean, that is fair. I think the problem with the movie moves, I mean, not the story. Girl is pretty, but not Athena pretty. Well, no, Athena is apparently Zendaya, whatever. Lupita Nyong'o is Helen of Troy, which, okay, you can make an argument for it if she's somebody. All right, so I don't know if anybody remembers this, but the Omar Dasante, like the 90s, late 90s miniseries, who was it? Vanessa Williams was in it, and I think she was like Calypso or something like that. And Vanessa Williams is, whoo, buddy. Vanessa Williams, you could convince me, could be Helen of Troy. Like 90s Vanessa Williams. Like, you're talking about somebody who's so pretty, another dude would be like, I'm going to kill that nation over her, right? I mean, the problem is, it's like, yeah, Lupita Nyong'o's pretty, right? But she's not Helen of Troy epic pretty. And, like, I guess I'm just glad that she doesn't have, like, blue hair and a septum piercing. But it's like, don't do this, though. Don't do this. You're talking, and they're like, oh, it's just mythology. It's like, well, yeah, mythology has to have a root somewhere. And it's funny because there's no Greeks in it. It's Greek mythology, and they didn't cast any Greeks. And you got friggin', what's his name there? John Leguizamo. John Leguizamo literally just went on a rant for the last, I don't know, 20 years saying if you're not Latino, you shouldn't play Latino. Only Latinos should play Latinos, but he's happy to play Greek even though he's not Greek. It's like, this is hypocrisy. It's power grab, and we all know it. And I'm not saying you can't do race and gender swaps. You can if there's an artistic reason. Let's take a look at House of the Dragon. What's his name? Coriolis or whatever. No, Coriolis is the way the Earth rotates and how it controls like fluid dynamics. But anyways, one house in House of the Dragons is now black. And the reason that they're black is so that you can prove that there's not a lineage coming from them, because all the kids are coming out white, right? And it causes political intrigue. Very similar to the first Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, where all the kids are coming out with blonde hair when they're supposed to have black hair, right? So genetics as a narrative are super important, and they work, and it absolutely works. But when you're like, no, she's from, God, Helen of Troy, right? Is from what, Sparta originally or something like that? Like because they call her Helen of Troy because that's where she ends up, you know, Trojan Wall, Trojan Horse, all that stuff. Why is it so difficult to just maybe give us an accurate representation of people. And like we said, like, this is important specifically because of her looks, right? Helen of Troy is notable only for her looks. So you need to cast somebody notable for their looks. This isn't like doing something like, let's take a look at the variations on like the Punisher, right? We've had a couple different variations of the Punisher. You know, we had Tom Jane, Ray Stevenson, John Barenthal. And a lot of people would be like, oh, they're the same. They're not the same. Tom Jane is not the same as John Barenthal. They don't act the same. They don't look the same. They don't do anything that. And none of them are as good as Ray Stevenson from Punisher Warzone, which to this day is still my favorite Punisher adaptation. I do enjoy John Barenthal in the Daryl stuff, but what we're saying is, doesn't matter, right? These things don't matter. They only matter if it's talking about fidelity to character. And once we start losing fidelity to character, then we start criticizing. Think about this. I talk about this all the time. One of my favorite movies of all time, The Birdcage. It's all Greek to you. That's pretty funny. I talk about The Birdcage constantly. It's one of my favorite movies, right? Robin Williams, not gay. You know, Nathan Lane, gay, but he hadn't come out yet. What makes that movie so good? It's not politicking, identity politicking. It's good dialogue, good fidelity to characters. They got great jokes. They got great banter. And you know, like, they feel human. They feel real. They don't feel flat. So, I've lost so much confidence in writing these days because it seems like no matter what you do, people are going to be flat. They're going to be flat. That's why I feel like so many people are going back to like older movies. They had depth. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old and tired, which could be true. But Christopher Nolan knows better. He knows how to make movies. I don't think it's going to make as much money as they hope it does. I don't know. I don't go to the movies like I used to. I used to go to the movies all the time. But, well, I mean, also I have a home theater, so that might sort of be like, I'll just wait. But I still go when I want to. I saw Michael in the theater. I really enjoyed Michael. Now, is it a softball? Absolutely. Was I a little disappointed the movie didn't... I'm disappointed in the movie, not for the reasons most people think. I was disappointed in the movie because I thought the movie should have been a big middle finger, right? I thought it should have been Michael Jackson is the king of pop. Everybody else can fuck off kind of mentality. Like, that's what I was hoping for. Didn't get it. It's still a good movie, but it's like, it's kind of scattershot and kind of pieced together. It's like stitched together wrong, you know? And I still had a good time watching it, but I just wish it was so much better. I do. Now, when I saw Song Song Blue, I loved that one. That movie really got me. I had an emotional experience watching Song Song Blue. I actually own it. It's in the other room. It's not in 4K, though. They only did it in, like, the Blu-ray, which... I'm like, give me the 4K, goddammit. But, whatever. But, like, you know, you resonate with certain things. So, I think this might be a big loss for Christopher Nolan. I don't think it's getting good press. I don't think the people doing the press tours are doing a good job either. And that's one of those things, too. It's like, even if it's, like, controversial at face value... have your cast go out and smooth the edges. I don't think anybody's smoothing the edges. I don't. And also, like, that trailer, everything looks gray. Like, it doesn't, it looks like everything's like, it looks more Dickensian, right? It's like, it looks like if Oliver Twist was doing a stage play of the Odyssey. It's like, or, oh, what's the other one? Annie, Orphan Annie. It's a hard Greek life for us. You know, stuff like that. Like, you, and they're like, oh, don't judge a book by its cover. But quite literally, trailers are they're your impetus to negotiate. If a trailer looks bad, why would I go see it? If a trailer looks good, now you got me. So, I don't know. This is so weird. It feels like an unforced error. It feels like such an unforced error. Meanwhile, I would love to see more science fiction come out. I thought Project Hail Mary this year was really good. I wish they had taken more from the book, though. I really liked the book, and I wish they had taken a little bit more from it, but I can understand why they wouldn't, because they didn't want to do like a 3-hour movie. That being said, I wanted the 3-hour movie. We just need consistency. We need clarity and quality. Those are the things we want. They don't need to be 10 out of 10s, but you got to make it make sense. That's it. Movie theater audiences, like myself, we're sort of dummies. Just tell me a straight 8. You know what? Here's a great example. Spielberg, right? When Spielberg was adapting Jaws, he read the Peter Benchley book, and he's like, what the fuck is this? Why is this about the mafia? Right? Because that's the book. The book is not great, by the way. And I've read the book. Not great. It's about essentially gangsters and what's his name? Who's Dreyfus's character? Mr. Hooper. Right? Hopper? Hanging with Mr. Hooper was the show, so he's Hopper. Anyways, he has an affair with Brady's wife, and then they have to go on the boat, and it's like, meh. Spielberg was like, take all that shit out of it. This is Moby Dick with the giant shark. We're moving forward. And he was right. It's much improved. That Benchley book, not great. Not great. I've been ranting for a bit. Any other questions? Because I've been going sideways for a minute. All right. Square root of 369. It's got to be something that ends in 3, right? Because there aren't a lot of things that end in 9 unless they're variations of 3. Is it 33? I don't know. Sorry, Lance. But like things that end in 9 are, if you're timesing it by itself, it's got to be something of 3. It's got to be a derivative of 3, right? Or something. All right, I'm going to use the calculator. God damn it. Where the hell is my calculator? I feel like it's going to be like 33. Nope. I was wildly incorrect. What? You gave me an impossible answer. 19.2. 33 times 33. Yeah, no. Sorry, man. Turns out I'm not a math genius. Wow. How disappointing that I can't do square roots in my head. Yeah, 33 couldn't make sense. I don't know why I said that. I was thinking of like 33 times 3. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, absolutely terrible. Which also doesn't make sense. I just went with, God, what do you call it? It's not even base roots. What am I even doing here? Oh my God. Is this why my parents don't hug me? Probably. It's all making sense now. All right. Any other questions? Trivia questions? I'm having a good time. I'm still, honestly, at this point, I'm probably going to keep playing video games. I might. You know, it's funny because like I have so many games, and I find myself mostly like playing games that have very simple game mechanics. Like I said, with the exception of Pragmata, which I really liked. I had a really good time with that one. I think Capcom's on a bit of a hot streak. Even if I don't think Resident Evil 9 is their best game, I think the first half of the game is pretty good. When you're Grace, like in the first person, oh, that was fun. That was real fun. The rest of the game kind of sucks, to be honest, but I still kind of like it. Like, my favorite Resident Evil, and I've told this to Tainted, I've told this to Lance, my favorite Resident Evil is actually Code Veronica, because I think that's where they just gave up the ghost and went full cheese. Like, obviously the first one's the best one. Resident Evil 2, oh, the PlayStation 2, the original, before they ever did any patches or any stuff like that, that one is amazing. That was amazing. My mom walked in one time when I was playing that game, and she's like, who said you could play this game? And I was like, you bought it for me. And she goes, we're returning it. So we brought it back to GameStop. And like 2 weeks later, she's like, I may have overreacted. I was like, it's okay. You're fine. You're allowed to. I mean, I picked it back up that weekend, you know, and it was funny because I didn't even own the PlayStation. It was a birthday gift to my youngest brother. And then all I did was play Resident Evil. But I bought a Dreamcast. One of the precipitation reasons, precipitative. The backtracking that the game has in it. What are you talking about, Lance? You can't beat disc 1 unless you kill that thing, the tyrant out of the airplane. But also, remember Resident Evil Code Veronica. Lance, you're going to remember this. You're going to remember this one quite well. It has the worst character, I would say top 3 worst characters in Resident Evil of all time. Steve. Remember when Steve's like, yeah. Oh my God. I laughed so fucking hard. I laughed so hard. Oh. So stupid. Arguably one of the worst things ever made. Ugh, I loved it. I loved it so much, though. I loved it because it used the different controllers to aim, or the different triggers. Lance, do you remember, now that we're going to start talking about survival horror games, and now that I got you a little on the hook here, do you remember Cold Fear? The one where you're the guy who has to like drop on the ship at sea, and one of the gameplay mechanics is every time a wave hits it, you have to like brace yourself so you can shoot the gun? You remember that one? It's a real game. I didn't make it up. I mean, we're doing this through chat. There's got to be an easier way. Oh, dude, seriously. You'd love it. So I I played it on like what, Xbox or something like that, and so I bought the PC version of it, and I was like, oh, I'll just use the controller. The PC version of it is so old, because that's how old the game is, that you can't. It doesn't understand how to connect to a controller. They never patched it in. So trying to play it, also you can't get your resolution higher than 720, which is nuts. And so yeah, it's pretty. It is absolutely wild. Izzy, you still with us? You got any horror stuff you want to talk about? Games, movies? I mean, you're here. You're in the sweet spot of just lonely nerds. Well, Lance isn't lonely, but I'm a nerd who's also got nothing else to do. So you would have loved Cold Fear. It's so bad, man. It is like arguably one of the worst games. You literally have to like hold railings to stabilize yourself to like shoot monsters. It's so good. And then the last boss is the laziest boss design. I liked it though. I still like it. I mean, like I said, I own it twice. Cemetery Man? I'm not sure I know what that is, Izzy. What is Cemetery Man? Is Bruce Campbell in it? Okay. It's Christian Slater. Oh, no, zombies. Yeah. I've never even heard of it. You guys ever see, what was it, Fido? Remember that movie, Fido? With, what's his name? The guy from Boondock Saints. Billy Connolly, and then the girl from The Matrix, I think that was in it. Am I getting this wrong? I might be. Am I getting it wrong? Was it Billy Connolly and then Trinity, right? The actress who played Trinity. Was that a real movie, or did I have a really bad fever dream? I think it was a real thing. Oh, We Buried the Dead? Is that the one with what's her nuts? Ray Skywalker? Daisy Ridley? I didn't see it. What was the last zombie thing I liked? You know, it's funny. Now you got my brain going a whole different direction. What was the last zombie, like, was it Kingdom, the Korean one, the old, like the Korean one? Did anybody else watch that? I feel like I'm in a small group of people who was. This was after Train to Busan, though. So Train to Busan, which brought Korean zombie horror to the forefront, which, by the way, still one of the greatest adaptations. Still one of the greatest, I would say, adaptations. They're not based on anything. The fuck you talking about, Derek? Drink your beer and shut up. But Train to Busan, like, that was really fucking good. That was really fucking good. Kingdom, also great. That was like the it was like the old, I don't want to say old timey with Korea because they have like so many different dynasties, but it was like the one where it's like they tried to keep the emperor alive long enough so they could pretend like his wife was pregnant, but she was stealing babies, and it turns out they accidentally created zombies, and they ran through like all of South Korea. It was incredible. Great show. Anybody watch that one? No? Come on. Anybody? Bueller? You know what? Considering it's just you two in chat, I feel like there's a way I can probably integrate this into Discord and do it live, so that way we're not on a delay. I mean, that's assuming you'd want to have your voices captured and streamed to, well, just the three of us. I mean, there's literally nobody else watching. But this could be a good tech demo if you're willing to, I mean, because it's literally just the three of us. If you're willing to indulge me in trying to see if there's a tech demo way to like integrate you guys into this live thing that we're not doing the chat, we could do it live. If it's okay with you, if I can find a way to try and bring it in. We might as well use this as a tech demo because, I mean, it's literally been the three of us and you guys are like texting and or chatting, and it's a lagging indicator. So with your permission, I think we should use this because it's just us as an opportunity to see if I can integrate you guys into this live stream. With your permission, but I will wait for you to say in the chat. I think it'd be easier for Izzy because I see her on Discord. I might not be able to integrate. All right, let's see if I can. Yeah, let's see if I can do this, Izzy. All right, hold on a second. That's fine, Lance. I was thinking I probably can't. All right, hold on a second. All right, hold on a second. Let's see if you may have to accept the Discord, Izzy. You're not going to watch Rebel Moon 2 Director's Cut. There's no way. I mean, you might.
Is this gonna help? Oh shit. Okay.
All right, so I can hear you, but I don't think I've enabled your audio. Give me one moment. So I can hear you, but I don't think All right. Try speaking, and I think I can see an audio.
I think I'm like double speaking. Let's see. Speaking, testing testicles.
Speaking testicles? No, that's not what I said.
Oh,
but...
I can hear the lag. That's so much fun.
Oh, so you're hearing the echo now? Yeah, because on my end, I can see my audio, and then when you speak, I can see your audio, which I assume is going out to the live stream. Lance, can you confirm? Can you hear two people now? Izzy, you're going to have to talk so that way he can hear you. Can you hear me, Izzy?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
I'm
Lance says he can hear
here,
two
human
people.
being. Ooh.
Ooh, no, that's not.
Yeah.
All right. So, Lance, is there echo? Because Lance is now on the other end. So keep talking, Izzy. We just got to just.
No,
We're
I'm
stressed.
totally
There's
lagging.
nobody listening to this. We can say whatever we want.
Well, this is more because I'm lagging, and by the time you hear what I'm saying, it's already like 30 seconds later.
Wait, so are you hearing me from YouTube or are you hearing me from Discord? No echo. Thank you, Lance.
I am hearing you from YouTube.
You're not hearing me on Discord? Huh.
Maybe I need to punch it up. Maybe. That's not.
Interesting.
Mm, 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 mm. Technical difficulties.
It's not technical. They're not difficulties because this is something we literally just tried to stitch together in a moment. I mean, I guess the difficulty is we don't know how technology works. It's interesting that. All right, so because we're on Discord, I find it fascinating that there's a lagging indicator from Discord versus the YouTube.
So now I can hear you within Discord.
Oh, you
So
can
now
hear
there
me in
won't be
Discord
a
now?
lag. Yeah.
So if I
I had
say
to
a
update my
word, you'll be able to
settings.
hear it without lag?
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
7.
8?
God damn. No, I said 7, unfortunately. All right, so you can hear me. Interesting.
Yeah.
This is wild. Ladies and
Well,
gentlemen, it should
gonna
be
test it
mentioned
anyway.
nobody pays me to do this. I I suffer for my art, which is pretty lame. Huh, wild. All right, so this works. So Lance says there's no echo, so we're not getting like feedback, but you can hear me live now.
Yeah, I turned off my speaker so that it wouldn't
Oh, so
echo.
that's what it was. Yeah, it was, of course, a woman's problem. I get it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Are you a woman? Was it your problem? I didn't say all. I said a.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this is interesting. This kind of works. This kind of sets a foundation for what I assume would be. I can't hear you now, Derek. Is that true? Can you not hear me, Lance? Uh-oh. Wait, is he lying? He might be lying. This guy's such a shitheel. I feel like he's taking the piss out of me here. But he could be right. But it's just my natural distrust of the man. He was taking the piss out of me. I knew it. This is, you know what? This is the price you pay for having friends. They hate you, right? Isn't that the normal, the norm?
I don't know. My friends love me. I mean, they only hate me when I piss them off. So, are you pissing them off all the time?
I think just by existing, the answer is yes. I don't think I could. Like, I'm not sure how do I stop it? Could I be less acerbic? Probably not. No, I think it's just in my nature. I feel like when I describe my friendship to people, it sounds like a Papa Roach song. It's in our nature. Yeah. Well, this is awesome. All right, so this works pretty well. I mean, if we're taking jokes live from Lance, I mean, that's a good thing. Did you see Obsession? Did I already ask this?
Maybe I might have missed it, but I did not. But
Yeah, I didn't either.
I've heard good things, and it seemed, even when I saw the trailer, I was like, that seems like a movie I would totally watch. Yeah, when I went to go see Repo, we probably saw like 5 trailers, and Anne Hathaway was in like the vast majority of them.
The only all right, so this is a joke, people. The only Anne Hathaway movie I can remember is Havoc.
I'm a Princess Diaries
No,
person
Havoc is the
myself.
one where she gets her boobs out. So
Yeah,
that's the
I
joke.
don't know.
I've never
Yeah.
seen Princess Diaries. Obviously, it was not made for me. You know, like
I mean,
I was not a
no one's
Dis.
stopping you from watching it.
No, and no one is stopping me from watching Devil Wears Prada either. But here's the thing: it was so it was in every form of media back in the day, like every trivia game, everything like this. Like, so I've never seen the movie, but it was every part of the movie was scrutinized and put in trivia. That now I feel like I watch it, I'd be like, oh, that's the answer to the trivia question. Oh, that's the answer to the trivia question. Oh, that's the answer to the trivia. I mean, I'll get there, maybe, but it's
Okay.
like I just don't. I don't know if it's fine to say that like certain things are not meant for me. You know, I just I do want to watch Stanley Tucci though. Like that's the thing. So it's like I'll get to it when I get to it. Versus like some people like I haven't seen The Thing, and I'm like, well, that's on you. It's like, oh, you haven't seen The Devil Wears Prada. I'm like, yep, that's on me. You know, it's like just different bedrocks for different mentalities, different points of view. I don't know. I might be just ranting here for a bit, but like that's kind of how it goes for me.
Okay. Sure. That makes sense.
I mean, I'm interested, but it's not like high priority.
Well, I won't argue with that. But to not only watch certain movies just because they're perceived as like lady movies just seems kind of silly.
Okay, you mean to tell me that you are like, I've got 2 hours today. What's on Hallmark?
I have before.
Well, that's then maybe a bad example on my part.
Yeah, I
Well, that
guess.
being said, did
Guess
you
it
see
is.
Hot Frosty?
Yeah, we've talked about it before.
I don't know. I don't know. I drank too much. Yeah, but Hot Frosty should not have been in my wheelhouse. But then I watched it.
Surprisingly funny.
Oh, and charming, I might add. Like,
Yeah.
you can make a lot of lame jokes, but sometimes things can be very charming. And then I remember I was watching with my buddy, and I was like, they can't get hot and bothered. And he's like, shut up. It's like,
That's
because I'll
funny.
melt. I'll melt. So, but there was a lot more there was a lot more charm to it than I was expecting. Um, but then you also, you kind of go into those kind of things. It's like, is Tim Allen's The Santa Claus really that good? The answer is, of course, yes. But is it better because you understand the narrative structure? The answer, of course, absolutely. Not as good as Kurt Russell's Santa Claus Chronicles, but
Oh yeah, those are good.
I didn't like the second one that much. The second one I thought was
Mhm.
very lame compared to how good the first one is. Because the first one's like serious, and all the jokes are kind of like in play, like they play serious, so all the jokes play serious. And then in the second one, it's like time travel, Star of Bethlehem, that weird guy from Where the Wilder People Are. I was like, please stop.
Oh, shenanigans. This is weird. Okay.
What's weird?
Interacting here, but then also like watching the video because it's like I can see the lag and I'm
Oh, so you can hear me speak, and then you look and
through
my.
through Discord,
All right, you ready?
and then
So if I go like, what's the lag?
um oh well, there you go. You just shook your hands.
That was the one.
So what was that? It was
That
like
was it. It was just time lag.
10 seconds
All right.
later, Tater.
Catch you on the flippy flop, Lance. That being said, I think we've exploited what could generously be considered a live stream. So I'm gonna hit stop streaming. It's not gonna end up.
What
It's
is,
not gonna end the Discord. It'll just end this live stream, which I think we can generously call a 7 out of 10 at best. All right, everybody. Thanks. I mean, like, whatever. Good night and good luck.
and Godspeed.